course, the tree is not just providing services for people, although you can see that it's doing so. Let's go a little bit closer. Let's have a look at the foliage. It's packed with birds, this thing. It's packed with birds. Just a closer look at the leaves, right? The leaves, Ficus, subpisocarpa. If you look at the shoots, if you look at some of those shoots, you can see that they've got kind of little funny knobs on them. It produces masses and masses of figs, right, at certain times of the year. In fact, it loses leaves sometimes completely, all of a sudden, and then you get a mass of green leaves coming out in the spring. And then it kind of periodically produces loads and loads of little pink figs. They're not there at the moment. And then, of course, masses of birds come and feast on this thing. So it's doing many things. It's not just providing shade. I mean, it's cooling. It's providing this one tree provides all of those ecological services, that Liz would have mentioned before. This Ficus subpisocarpa has a little bit of a story behind it. It actually grew up naturally. So it grew from a seed that almost certainly was dropped in a bird dropping in a crack in the concrete. And if we go a little bit closer, we'll be able to see. So this tree, when I first sort of encountered it, probably about 25 years ago, was about my height, about as tall as me. And it had grown out of a crack. You can see the expansion joints in the concrete. Now this tree had grown up as a little teeny weeny sapling and has grown up. When it was about my height, it was, of course, the maintenance department came along to clear it away, chop it down. Fortunately, a friend of mine who's a member of the Green Lantau Association saw them doing it and stopped the tree from being chopped down. So it was retained, although it's not designed. I mean, it was never intended to be there by human beings anyway. And so they kept the tree, put that disgustingly ugly little chair arrangement around the bottom of it. But it's become a little bit of an icon, You can see that people sit under it, kids often climb up it. People park their bikes there and congregate there. People get their McDonald's, and they come out and sit underneath this tree. So it really, from a design point of view, this is fantastic. I mean, it does so many things. Of course, the main thing it does is cast shade. I mean, at the moment that doesn't matter because it's winter and it's cloudy. But in the summer, people really congregate under this tree because of the shade that it gives. I mentioned before that this tree, sometimes loses its leaves and then grows a new mass of leaves, and it fruits from time to time. I've never actually worked out when it does these things. It seems to just do it whenever it feels like it. So I can't really say, it just loses leaves in the winter. I mean, here we are in the middle of winter in January, end of January, beginning of February, and it's in full leaf. So when it exactly does these things, I don't know. But anyway, it's a great example of what I would describe as, accidental design. And this one single tree serves so many purposes, apart from being gorgeous anyway. So remember, that's what you get with the Ficus subpisocarpa in a roughly 30, I would say 25 to 30 years old, something like that.